Hey, welcome to Daily Pattern. My name is Tom and today we're reading Ephesians chapter 4 verses 1 to 16. Paul writes these words from a state of imprisonment, and from prison he says this: I urge you to live a life worthy of your calling. That's verse 1. I remember really clearly when I was at primary school, our deputy head, who was a brilliant man, coming to haul me out of class and giving me a dressing down. I can't actually remember what it was for, but it's highly likely that it involved being way too silly or taking a joke way too far. And he knew I was a Christian, he knew my family were Christians. And I remember him quoting to me some words from Luke's Gospel. And the tone of what he was saying was, Tom, I urge you to live a life worthy of your calling. It might not surprise you to know that that wasn't the last time somebody's had to take me to one side and say, hey Tom, I urge you to live a life worthy of your calling. And as we read on through this chapter, Paul gives some practical ideas as to what it might look like to live a life worthy of our calling. In verse 2, he talks about being humble and gentle and patient and bearing with one another in love. In verse 3, he talks about keeping the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. You know, this urging us to live a life worthy of our calling, it's not something we just do ourselves by working super hard. We have the Spirit with us to help us. It's the Spirit who helps us to live a life worthy of our calling. And Jesus has gone beyond that in what he's provided for us to help us to live that life. If we skip forward to verse 11, it tells us, so Christ himself gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the pastors, the teachers to equip his people for works of service so that the body of Christ may be built up. Jesus has given us men and women who are mature in faith, apostles, prophets, evangelists, teachers, pastors, to build us up, to prepare us, to equip us, to live lives worthy of our calling. So I can ask myself, who am I listening to? Am I engaging with godly women and men who build me up in faith, who equip me to live a life worthy of my calling, so that my faith is not tossed around in the sea, but it grows to be mature and strong and rooted in Jesus Christ? Who am I listening to today? Where am I gaining wisdom from today? Guys, have a great day. It's so good to be with you. Keep praying, keep serving, keep loving. God bless. See you soon.